your internet or
And 1, 2, we are live on. Let me ask you this, Billy Allen, how you doing, buddy?
doing pretty good, man. What's going on with you?
Well, we're awaiting our guest that we're supposed to have tonight. We're supposed to be talking with Marty Caproni. Hopefully that he'll still be able to make it. Just awaiting his arrival.
Okay.
Maybe he got caught up going for a walk or something. He walks every day in the woods. I see him. He does it live on Facebook.
Now, is this a walk or a hike or
I think.
I mean, we talked about your disdain for hikes. It's
Well, he goes to the
definitely a
woods.
walk that he's going on.
It looks like it might be a hike though, because it's in the woods. So I don't know. I mean, what do you consider that?
I don't know. I would consider it maybe a hike. Maybe a hike. Is
you
there
see-
any elevation? Tell me about that.
Well, he's in Western Mass, so maybe.
Maybe. I mean, there's actually mountains out there. There's no people, but
Yeah, real quick. Can I just tell you how much I love that logo that you made up?
oh,
I think
yeah.
it's so funny. I think it looks great.
I know. I went
Like how
to
it's
some.
like cartoonized or something like that.
Yeah,
You know.
I know. It is funny.
Hey, did you hear about the guy in I think it was Kentucky, whose name is Tupac Shakur? Did you hear about that?
Oh my God, yes. And they first were taking it. They came out and they were like, whoever did this is not funny. And then
Yeah.
a couple hours later, they're like, we found out that one of our own was named Tupac Shakur. We're sorry to Mr. Shakur. Yeah.
Well, did you see the article that was written about it in the local paper?
No, I heard some of the news. I was listening to sports radio and they were playing it.
Whoever wrote the article wrote the last sentence was apparently the judge, someone didn't care or whatever, and then the last sentence was like, no biggie, which I thought was funny.
Oh my God, no biggie.
No biggie in there.
Yeah.
How could your name be Tupac Shakur? That shouldn't even be I'll tell you what, that's a concept that I'd never thought of, but what do you think about retiring names?
Wow, that is a great thing. I would think they should definitely. Because it's so funny how many kids right now are running around with the name like Shaq.
Yeah.
Or how many kids do you see are named like Shaq now? It's it's like that name should be retired.
Yeah.
There's so many great names like Prince,
Tom Brady, right?
Madonna.
A lot of people are named Brady. I think they should retire the name. Manning, retire it.
Wow. Yeah. And then you just got to go out and get a new one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess. Well, maybe it'd be like Mariano Rivera when he had number 42, and he was allowed to still wear it when they retired Jackie Robinson's number. But then going forward, no one else could. So maybe something like that could happen. But
it's basically like Mariano Rivera was amazing, so he was allowed to still wear it.
Right. Exactly. So maybe they do something like that.
Yeah.
I just thought of that off the top of my head. Now imagine the other things that I think of all day long.
That must be a confusing place to be in there. I'm sure it's if you were to spin around a bunch of times.
Well, the problem with being stuck at home all day is I feel like I'm not as creative as I normally am because you literally have nothing to engage with.
You have nothing to create. You're just at your computer.
You're just sitting there all day long. The only thing that I thought of that I thought was funny the last 2 days was when you told me about the the shoulder thing that you wear, the harness thing.
Oh yeah.
Someone messaged me and they're like, "Oh, you should definitely get that." That today, someone messaged me. They were listening last night and they said, "You should definitely think about buying it because apparently it works."
Dude, I have it. It does. I don't wear it a lot or whatever, but if you ever feel like you're getting slouchy, you throw that thing on and it just puts you right back where you need to be.
Yeah. Someone said that I guess it's a guy problem, right? Where how when you walk into a room, you bulk up real quick, you're trying to pose your chest. And it said that you shouldn't do that because you look like a weak lobster, which I guess is kind of funny if you think about it.
True, but you gotta inflate a little bit before you go into a room.
Every guy
you
does
gotta
that.
Act like you're squeezing in there.
Yeah, you swell up a little bit when you walk. When you walk in the room.
Yeah, you do a couple push-ups, whatever it is.
Like in college, do you remember in college, guys in the weight room, they'd be in there like 3 days a week just doing like buys, tries, and chest, and no one ever did leg. Like you knew the guys who did legs were like the real guys that like the real workout guys, but the rest of them like like February would come and it'd only be buys, tries, and chest 3 days a week.
And it's amazing how like guys can just do that where like they're neglecting half their whole body. Like your legs are such a large component if you're to just like lift upper body.
I know.
I mean, your body actually it grows like in proportion. Like so if your legs aren't growing, your top is only gonna grow like so big, like your legs are communicating. They're like
really? Is that true?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, think about it. Also, a lot of the biggest things, like the ones that cause size, are like leg lifts.
Yeah.
Like squats,
right?
Deadlifts. Like you're using your legs. If you're just doing like chest, tries, and buys, I mean, you're gonna look decent at the beach for sure.
Well, don't tell me you didn't have friends that did that.
Oh no, I totally did. I totally did.
Yeah.
But I just think it's so funny how you can do that because you're like neglecting half your whole body. And like I did it too for a little bit, but then eventually I learned.
Well, you know why? Because dude, leg day sucks. That's why. And you get nothing.
Leg day does suck, but it's so necessary.
No one's ever gone up to like a girl and was like, feel my quad muscle. Like no one does that. That's
yeah, but they will say that guy's got like nice calves or whatever in the summer.
I think I maybe have, but no one's like one time in my life about my calves.
No one's ever looking at your like quad though. That's true.
I probably told someone once that they had like good functioning hamstrings.
If you're a fitness guy, you probably wear super short shorts to like show them off.
Right.
But the average person isn't going to be like, hey, let me see your quads. Show me some quad right now.
Right. That is funny though. That's
you never hear that as like a desirable, like when they ask about like what do you like in another body? No one's like, show me the quads.
Nah, dude, no one ever did that. Man, what did you guys do anything like crazy? Like what we used to do when we were in school? And I probably shouldn't tell us on the air, but we used to everyone had the vending machines in your dorms, right?
Yeah.
So we would go down there with a towel, and we two people would hold the towel up, and then someone else would shove the vending machine over, and you hold it up with a towel, take everything out of it, and then eventually they put like a security, like a surveillance system in there. when you're locked up in your dorm 24 hours, for a weekend, because our school was like a suitcase school where everybody went home or they went to UConn for the weekend.
Yeah.
So we just had nothing to do. And that was like
I went to UConn a few times in college. I had a lot of fun. I went there the weekend that they actually lost to George Mason in the Final Four or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
And I remember like everybody was there to like celebrate, and it was the biggest like letdown, but we just went out and like raged super hard. It's great.
Did you ever go to spring weekend at all?
I never went to spring weekend, but I had some friends who did. I heard Ray Allen used to be there all the time playing tennis.
Oh, who was I next to one time? God, I can't even think of his name. And this was 04, 02, 03. It was Johnny Valby, maybe, whatever his name was. He was like a eighth man off the bench. Dude, but this guy was huge. It was at Husky Blues, which was the bar on the UConn campus. But guy's like 6'11", and for whatever reason, back in college, like you bump into somebody by accident, people want to like kill you,
Yeah. But one time I was up in the women's practice facility shooting hoops. Like they had like a nice court and everything too. And I was like, this was one of the coolest things like that I probably experienced. I was shooting hoops. I missed one and the rebound went back. Some guy was shooting on another hoop, picks up the ball. Who is it? It's Ryan Gomes, who's like 6'8", NBA athlete. I'm like, holy shit. He's just like over here shooting baskets. And And like I was just there like by myself, like shooting baskets, and he was there like by himself shooting baskets, and it was pretty sick. Like
I'll tell you what,
he was already in the NBA at that point.
But you were with me. You were with me at that Raptors game, right? Was that you?
Yeah.
Who was the guy that played for the Raptors that was like, oh, Patrick Patterson, right?
Oh, he's enormous.
Dude, that guy had the biggest shoulders I've ever seen in my life.
That guy gets no credit for being one of the most jacked guys in the NBA. Feel like you always hear like Corey Maggette or guys like that.
Well, that's one thing about basketball players is that, like, dude, I remember being in 8th grade, and I lived in a town, Milford, Connecticut, where they had a junior college called Milford Academy, where a lot of players would go there to try to get their grades up so they can go to college. They'd go there after high school. So one day I'm on the court, on a basketball court with my friend. We're in 8th grade, and Yinka Dare from the New Jersey Nets he's just there. Now he introduced himself to us. We didn't really know anything about him because he hadn't gone to the NBA yet. So we're playing like 2-on-1 against this guy who's 7'2". I've never seen anything like it.
Oh my God! Was he just like smacking it like it was a volleyball?
I mean, he was a nice guy, and then I guess he went to he got drafted by the Nets, and then I think he passed away or whatever. A few years after that, but guy was huge. Especially when you're in 8th grade, and these guys are like 7 feet tall. It's unbelievable.
Mark Mantell says that we rock. Sweet. Mark Mantell, what's going on?
Now I can't find there they go. Huh. So dude, are you following anything going on with this Jay Cutler thing at all or no?
Absolutely, I am following what's going on with this Jay Cutler stuff. Yes, I am. Kristen Cavallari is one of the, premier. I mean, she's gorgeous, and
I just think it's so funny that they rented an island for quarantine, and then they came back and they got divorced. But they were there with another couple. It's so weird.
Yeah, there's no one that can relate to that one. We were on an island, for quarantine. You know how it's like when you're on an island.
Well, the best part is I was reading the article about what they're doing right now, because you can't. I don't think you could like move out right now because of what's going on. Right? They said that they're splitting the house up that they live in right now, so they never see each other, and then they're doing like 3 days on, 3 days off with the kids. Like, how big is your house that you don't have to see the other person that lives there?
That is amazing. It must be like Mike Tyson's house or something like that. I mean, everyone who's in the NFL has like those amazing houses. I can only imagine Jay Cutler's house. He got paid like $15 million that last season when he wasn't even good with the Dolphins. Whatever. Like, think about how much money he made when he was getting the big contracts.
I think he made like $150 million in his career.
I was gonna say he must have gotten at least 2 big contracts like that.
I
love the smoking Jay Cutler memes. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Take Jay Cutler's face, and he's just always got this pursed face, so you can just put a cigarette in there, and it looks like he's smoking.
Do you think what happened to us tonight is a sign of disrespect?
Absolutely. I mean, we got to find this guy.
I think I might go to his next show. I mean, does he not realize that?
Yeah, I'll put a couple tomatoes in my pocket.
I'm from Connecticut. Where I'm from, you don't stand people up. I had someone do that to me once.
Well, at least you're not harping on it. Whoa, Mark Mantell says, "Do we see the Tom Brady video today?" I did not see the Tom Brady video. Tell us about it.
Tom Brady wants to come on. Let me ask you this.
Tom Brady wants to come on. Let me ask you this. I'm not thinking so. But what was the?
I think I saw something briefly, but I think he was just said thank you to Tampa Bay or something like that.
Message to Tampa Bay fans. Okay.
Dude, Tom.
I didn't see it. So what were you gonna say?
I didn't see it. I didn't see the video.
I got plenty to say on Tom. I mean, did you hear that they didn't rule like anything against him really for walking into the wrong house? Like,
Oh yeah, well, I did see some. Well, the NFL was gonna suspend him, right, or something like that for not quarantining.
They're gonna at least levy some type of punishment on him, but they decided not to. Apparently, they decided that he didn't disobey any of the code. He said that he's telling Tampa Bay fans he's excited to play for him. Yeah, yeah, that is tough. I mean, especially because the Patriots don't seem to have like a middle tier plan here. Seems like they're just going to go from Brady to Stidham, whereas you thought that Belichick might have a little bit better of a contingency plan. Didn't you? Did you at least think so, Ed, that it wouldn't be Brady to Stidham?
I said, dude, if I'm Jared Stidham, I hate everyone right now. Like,
why?
Can he just get a chance? Can the guy get a chance to show that he's not good?
He's a 4th-round quarterback.
Tom Brady was a 6th-round quarterback.
What's that?
Tom Brady was a 6th-rounder.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, do you have a lot of faith in him? I mean, I think
he should get a chance. Over, I mean, if it's between him and Andy Dalton, dude, I'm taking Jared Stidham.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you think? I just texted Marty Caproni. I said, I need your address. Don't worry, nothing will happen to you.
Wait, what were you saying before that?
If it's between Andy Dalton and Jared Stidham, I'm taking Jared Stidham. I'm taking Stidham.
I'm taking Stidham too, I guess, because he's been in the system and because he's younger. I just think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of people that don't really know what to expect with Stidham. And that's really what it is, because people say we have the worst quarterback situation in the NFL, or one of them.
Yeah.
But it's because we haven't really seen him play. I mean, for my money, they said that last year he played with a lot of the ones because Brady had an elbow injury. Yeah. And a lot of the number ones liked him. So, and if Belichick trusts him, ultimately I got to trust him, but there's just not a lot of tape on him. I mean, it's pretty, I don't know. It's a lot of trust that they're putting in Stidham. You can't.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have a lot of money invested in Jared Stidham, so I hope it's Stidham, and I hope he wins 10 Super Bowls.
Why? Because you think they're going to crush the over?
No, because I went out and bought a bunch of his rookie cards.
Belichick loves system guys, yeah, and I do think he likes Stidham. I think he thinks Stidham's got a little bit of more mobility, and Stidham won a lot of games at Auburn, and he had a really good junior year, not so good of a senior year, but kind of like the typical Pats guy, he falls off the radar a little bit, and they scoop him in the 4th round. So Andy has a year of seasoning under the belt of Bill Belichick.
Well, let me ask you this question. I'm into baseball cards, football cards, whatever, right?
Sure.
Tom Brady rookie card sold for $100,000 last year. Well, after they won the Super Bowl, which was 2 years ago. So I'm able to get Jared Stidham rookie cards for around $20 right now, in the hopes that if he can win 6 Super Bowls, the same thing will happen to his cards. You don't think Jared Stidham could do that with Belichick?
I think anything's possible. I mean, I think it's possible that Stidham could be good. I think it's just the percentage chance. I don't know. I mean, I think he may. There's whispers in the building that he may need another year of seasoning. He only did 1 year on the bench, and sure, he got some reps with the ones, but I don't know. I think he still may need a little bit more time. I've got faith in him, but I'm just saying kind of what the talk around town is.
Well, what's interesting? Here's something, and I don't think people say enough about this. Look, I don't think he's great as like skillful or athletic, but what he does do is he outworks everyone.
Yeah.
And if you notice the people
that you don't get with everyone.
If you're watching the Jordan documentary, you think about guys like Larry Bird, all these legends. The one thing they all have in common is that their work ethic is literally off the charts. Would you agree with that?
I would. I mean, I kind of don't really believe in talent so much. Like, sure, you got to be 6'8", but you also have to try so hard. You're taking 500 shots a day. All those things to get to that, and all those guys that are at the top of their game, they're all shooting like 500 jumpers a day. They're all doing ridiculous.
It's the reason why Tiger Woods, every time a young guy wins a tournament, they go, "Oh, he's the next Tiger Woods." No, he's not, because you know what Tiger Woods wasn't doing? He wasn't going out on a yacht. He wasn't hanging out with whoever. He was
just playing golf before that,
like every single day,
and lifting weights.
And obsessing about golf. That's all it was. He just wanted to be the best ever. Whereas a lot of the new guys that come up, they get $50 million from whoever their sponsor is, and they can relax a little bit. And Tiger Woods didn't. He never relaxed, and that's what hit Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. That's what all those guys have in common. That I feel like that's the thing that's hard to replicate.
Yeah, and it's amazing that Brady was able to replicate it for so many years. Continue to have the underdog mentality. It's like every year, it's like the Pats have won 12 straight division titles or whatever. And in the locker room, they're like, only we knew we could do it. It's like, you're the Patriots. But for him to have that underdog mentality and work that hard for that many years is pretty crazy.
Well, it's funny. Like,
finally came to a boiling point where
I wanted to
see his family a little bit.
I was excited to have Marty on the show tonight because, I thought I was like a halfway decent comedian when I was doing it, right? But the pivotal turning point for me in my career was when I was at a show. I had written my jokes, whatever, and I look over and I see a guy with like 3 notebooks full of jokes written, and I have like half a page that I wrote, which I thought was okay. But I'm like, man, this guy's writing and I asked him, like, how many hours a day do you write jokes? Like, 4 or 5 hours a day. I would never do that. I would never do that. I don't have that.
Never have that many notebooks. No way.
I don't have that in me to do that. I just don't have that
to hustle that hard.
I just don't have that type of, I wouldn't be able to, if I knew the end result was there, I could probably do that, but I wouldn't have the, the gumption to be able to fight through it and be like, I'm failing every single day, failing. And then finally you see it pay off, right? Like the Chinese bean tree. Have you ever heard of the Chinese bean tree? They plant the seed and they cultivate it, and it doesn't grow for like 6 years. Nothing happens. And then it grows like 200 feet in like 3 months. It's incredible to watch. It's like Scottie Pippen in college. Like it just sprouts up. That wasn't going to be me. I wish it was. I want to be more like the guy who was discovered in a parking lot or on like a playground, like supposedly Leonardo DiCaprio was, But that didn't happen. I wasn't going to have that type of work. And I see these guys, and it just makes, I'm in awe that they could, put that type of work in for something that they love doing.
Oh, I know. Well, the hustle so hard. I mean, I think you can understand it. I mean, you're doing this. I mean, it's not like anybody's paying us to do this. I mean, we're doing this for the love of the game, putting in the hours.
Dude, would I be doing this if I was allowed to go places, though? I mean, I'd probably be like, see you later. Like, the minute we can go back in public, this will happen like twice a week. Maybe it'll be at 7. Maybe it'll be at 10. Maybe I'm here. Maybe I'm not here. My hat will be off. My hair will be out. My beard might be a different color, which, by the way, I dyed it today. Black, jet black.
You don't have to tell anyone. It looks like you colored it in black Sharpie. It is absolutely.
I can't believe
it is a sight for sore eyes. Anybody that's tuning into the podcast, yes, Eddie's beard is dyed, and he is trying to look like Billy Mays.
By the way, I came up with that slogan like 10 years ago. You wouldn't ask Babe Ruth to bunt.
Oh, you came up with that?
Yeah.
Let's look back at the history on that right now. I guarantee we can somehow.
You think I've heard? Maybe I heard it somewhere else, but I think I made it up. That happens a lot with me, where I think I came up with it, and then I'm like, maybe I didn't come up with it. Maybe I heard that from somebody else.
You think Mark Mantell's just quoting you right now?
I don't know. How about the fact that, dude, I was like literally all day today. I was like, okay, I'm doing, taking notes. I got my little outline set up. what we're going to talk to Marty about, the walks that he takes, aka hikes. He's been on like this rampage about how all these people that say the coronavirus is just the flu. These lights flicker one more time. I'm calling an electrician tomorrow. I have these LED lights. They're like recessed lighting, and for whatever reason, it's on a dimmer switch, and they just keep flickering, and it's so annoying because I've already had 2 people over here to try to fix these lights. It's like my house is a freaking curse or something. Although I'm broadcasting from a remote studio, so this isn't at my house, just in case anyone's wondering.
Yes, your remote studio
that I'm renting out.
Far from your house.
Currently being ghosted by our guest tonight. Unbelievable. Can you imagine that? Thursday, tomorrow's going to be May, and we're being ghosted. Man, I was really looking forward to this one. And I've messaged him it was probably 6 months ago. I was, because I follow him on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. I don't know how we became friends, but he's doing a lot of cool stuff. So I messaged him and I said, hey, we should probably work together sometime on a project. I don't know what we're going to do, but maybe just a writing project or something, because I thought he had a lot of good ideas that maybe I couldn't contribute to.
Yeah.
And then he's going to do me like this, dude. Is it because of my beard, you think?
Yeah, you told him you had ideas or whatever 6 months ago.
And he didn't like that?
That ties him to tonight showing up on time.
Well, what if you ever think about...
I mean, what commitment have you made 6 months ago or anything like that? I mean...
Well, have you ever thought about someone... have you ever thought about getting revenge on someone so bad that you want it to come from generations ago, where you're like, okay, I really don't like this guy. I don't want my kids to do anything. I don't want my grandkids. I want my great-great-grandkids to seek revenge for me when they really, really, really won't see it coming. Do you ever think about that?
No.
Really? I do. I think about that sometimes. I think about how they wouldn't they're those blood
never see it coming.
Their ancestors wouldn't even know why.
Rats.
This is for 2020, and it's the year 3015, and they don't even know what's happening.
This is for Ed Bratz. Who? I don't know. A couple generations ago, there was some fucked up guy that kept passing it down to everyone.
150 years ago, your great uncle ghosted my dad, my great granddad, on a podcast.
He showed up the next night, but still. Well,
you don't forget.
You gotta love getting ghosted and then just having the confidence to go through with it, because if you get ghosted in real life, you kind of sit there with a sore taste in your mouth. So it's good that we have this. We have this.
He probably maybe he had internet issues. That's the easiest thing to say, especially now.
And plus, who has internet issues? Who can have time to have internet issues? If your internet's down, you're freaking out that you don't have connectivity.
Well, I saw that. You see when you go on StreamYard, it says that Facebook is having major internet issues.
Well, that's
right?
There's so many people streaming that you could experience issues or something, is what it says.
I mean, what else are people when we do this, I try to turn everything off. I turn all my other devices off. I try to have this being the only thing that's happening, just to make sure that, because there's nothing worse than your internet not working.
No, there is nothing worse. So he definitely has internet.
Did I ever tell you the story about my internet problem I had?
No.
Okay. So we're living in this little apartment, right? My wife and I. So before I had kids. And you know how I get really mad about the weirdest stuff sometimes? The littlest thing that's literally set me off to enraging. So I'm at my house and I come in, and what was happening? Oh, I think I had a fan duel lineup to do. I think it was a fantasy, whatever. Something was happening like that where I had to put a lineup in or something. So I come in from work, and I remember it was a Tuesday night. I had just bought $100 Lacoste polo, right?
Yeah.
Real nice polo shirt, and I'm wearing it. I don't even know where I was working at the time, but so I come in, I go sit down in the dining room, and it's one of those apartments where it's like the living room, the dining room, but it's like open so you can see. So my wife is sitting on the couch. So I come in, I'm totally, hey, how you doing? I was blah, blah, blah. So I get on the computer. I'm like trying to log on, the internet's not working. I'm like seeing red, right? Because I have like 8 minutes to get my lineup in, right? Okay. I'm like so mad I can't even talk. She looks over, right? Because she hears something. And what she witnesses is me literally ripping my brand new shirt off of my body. I had a brand new Lacoste shirt. I rip it off my body like Hulk Hogan. And she gets up and she walks by me and she goes, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And then she doesn't talk to me the rest of the night. But you know how I am, how I get mad. Like the littlest thing, like somebody could like punch me in the face for no reason, and like that might make me mad. Maybe it won't. But if someone does something like so innocuous, it will like I'll literally flip out.
You ripped your shirt off because you couldn't get your fan.
Yeah, that's when you know. Yeah,
you got to spend a little more time gambling.
Ripped it right off, just like Hulk Hogan, dude.
Well, it's great that you can be yourself in front of your wife like that.
I just got so mad I couldn't hold it in. You know, it was instead of breaking my computer, which I think I did that one. I just broke my computer right in half. Sometimes I just get so mad, you know.
Yeah.
About like the dumbest things. I still can't believe that we got ghosted tonight. Man.
I know, I can't believe it either. It's a
I was
terrible
like
situation.
telling everybody today. I'm like,
what do we do? What's the cure for a ghosting?
I don't know, dude. I might have to maybe I'll show up at his house without a mask on.
Yeah, put your saw mask on.
I put put my saw mask on.
Yeah. See, that's how well I know you. I can already start with where you're going to go for revenge.
A great back and forth tonight. Because you know, we talked about this. So there's a lot of comedians, you know, they just aren't working right now. So and they're not even getting unemployment, blah blah blah. You know, so I hope that.
So you're saying that this guy doesn't even have a job and he still blew us off?
I don't know what's happening. Maybe Facebook wasn't working tonight. I don't know. I don't know what ended up happening, but
well, it seems like Mark Mantell was able to find us. But
I'm going to tell you right now, though, my heart is broken. This is one of those. That's the whole thing about what we're doing is you just don't know what to expect, right?
Is it that it was him specifically? What has you so shocked?
Well,
you're just rocked right now. You're hurting. I can see
it. He hearted my post today. When I said, "Hey, he's coming on the show tonight," he hearted. He even gave the heart.
You just figured it was all in. You didn't have to confirm.
I confirmed. Well, I sent them it was like 8:00, and I sent them a message. And now I'm wondering if my beard is the reason, because what happened was he said, "Remind me an hour before the show," but I was dyeing my beard, and I didn't finish dyeing my beard until 7:45, and that's when I sent them a message.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if dyeing my beard was the reason that he didn't show up.
But you still sent him a message, and then he never responded to it?
No, he didn't respond to it.
And now this whole episode is just talking about that.
Yeah. Well, and me ripping my shirt off.
Yeah.
Which I might do right now because I'm so mad. But I'm not going to let it get me mad because I understand that there's circumstances going on right now. Something could have happened. He could have got a phone call. Maybe he wasn't in the mood. He could have, you know, a million things could have happened tonight.
You just spent 10 minutes ripping him.
Most likely we were ghosted. I'm not ripping. I'm just saying a lot of things could have happened, you know.
Well, saying how bad it was that he ghosted us, and then you just shrug it off.
I'm gonna try to get over it. I'm gonna try my hardest.
Give it the old college try there, sport.
Would you ever? I would never ghost somebody. Would you ever ghost somebody? I put stuff in my calendar. I'm pretty good about showing up on time for almost. That's like my one thing. I am never late for anything.
Yeah, I don't like to ghost someone because you just feel like, God, that would suck if somebody did that to you.
No,
Such a waste of time.
Is if you run into them. If you run into that person.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. You ever like tell someone that you have something to do when you really don't, and then you run into them somewhere? That could be embarrassing.
You're like, oh, I just decided to do this also.
Yeah. So, sometimes you might have to make up that you got a friend somewhere out there.
Double lies. I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's not a lie if you believe it. George Costanza.
Robin Williams said that honesty is the best policy, so by default, dishonesty is the second best policy, which isn't that bad.
That's true. Look at this. We're getting killed for a bait and switch. We were promoting someone tonight, and they didn't. You know who showed up, though? Noah Colvin showed up last night.
He did.
And I thought about that all day today. I was literally fighting with people on Facebook about our show last night.
Who are you fighting with?
People on the page.
People
on the page were saying that he was greedy. He should go to jail. And I was trying to teach
on our page, on the Let Me Ask You This page.
Yeah, so I was trying to teach them about economics 101.
If we get a death threat, you'd probably be like, "Sweet, it means we're."
No, I don't want to get any death threats.
That means we're doing something.
I just want people to like it and hope that they're a little bit entertained. Maybe I'll shave my head.
There's no chance. There's no chance that would happen.
Dude, what if I shave my head live on the air?
Yeah, do it right now.
Maybe our next show, I'll just shave my head.
Shave it right now.
I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm still holding out hope that he's gonna show up.
Do you think that you could pull off the shaved head with the beard look?
I don't know. I don't know if I could. I got a bald spot, so I'm not sure how that works.
Oh,
if you shave it, I don't know.
Oh, I don't think it starts growing hair once you shave it.
I did hear about an illegal barbershop that's happening right now. I know about a place where it's like $100
to your house.
No, you go there. You go in the back door, and the lights out front are off, and you go in the back door, and you get a haircut. Now, obviously, it's risky. I'm sure. I'm just saying, if you ever need to get a haircut, I know somebody who can get you a haircut. Because somebody asked me,
why haven't you used this advantage? Why haven't you used this perk of yours?
Dude, I'm not trying to get sick or anything, but I'm just saying, if it gets to that point, you're
like, I wouldn't do it, but you can do it.
Yeah. Just saying, if you ever wanted to, that's something that you could. You go to the same. Do you go to a barber, or do you have like a friend that does it for you? Dude, I'm gonna break every light in my office in like 5 minutes. Like, that's making me mad. That's like literally pissing me off right now.
Let's talk about that. I go to like a different person. I'll go to like different places, like usually. I did have like this one guy for a while in Woburn, but then that just like was a little bit too far. So
that is incredible.
And I don't get like major haircuts. Like I usually just get like lined up or something. Usually keep the top. Like so.
When I lived in Connecticut, I had the same barber for like 20 years maybe. And then when I moved to Rhode Island, I used to drive home to Connecticut to get my haircut. And then when I moved to Boston, I've had literally the same barber since I moved there, 15 years ago, 17 years ago, same barber. I don't change. But that's one thing that
Why do you think you have that loyalty to that barber?
You gotta be loyal to your barber. You can't be switching barbers. You gotta find someone you like. There was like a stretch where, she wasn't working on a place. I had to, there's been like a couple of those where I needed a substitute real quick. But for the most part, it's been the same. I've had maybe like 2 barbers in my life. And I'm hoping
in this state.
I'm hoping I keep it that way.
Yeah. Are they much older than you, or
No. The barber I had in Connecticut was. Were you a Simpsons fan at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the episode with Michael Jackson?
Sure.
Remember the guy who escapes the mental institution? He's like the white fat guy, but he sounds like it's Michael Jackson's voice. Well, that's who my barber was when in Connecticut. It was a guy like that. He sounded like Michael Jackson, but he was like an old white guy, and it was the funniest thing. And you know what I used to do? I used to get stuff shaved in my head. I would get like phrases in my head, like stuff like stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd get that like in 4th grade. I'd get like my number in the back of my head.
Yeah. No, I would do stuff like weird stuff. Like I had a light bulb shaved in my head once because I told people I had an idea. That was good. That was my sophomore year of high school.
That's terrible.
You gotta do stuff to try to be different. And then when I moved to Boston, I've had the same barber since. So what do you got going on for the weekend? Anything exciting? Are you gonna be walking 100,000 steps or what?
I'm gonna be walking it out, yeah, like a champ. Plus this wrestling stuff we got. Maybe perhaps I'll do a little preview tomorrow and see what I think of it, and then figure it out from there. But
yeah,
my car, I dropped that thing off. I finally getting the bumper fixed on that thing. Bumper completely.
Fate, huh?
What?
You're tempting fate by going to all these different places.
What do you mean I'm tempting fate? I'm going with a mask on. I wash my hands afterwards.
It means that you are interacting with people that you don't need to. Your bumper, if you didn't get your bumper fixed tomorrow, what would happen?
Dude, it fell off. The bottom part fell off. Like there's no like it.
All right. If it fell off, then I guess it fell off.
It looks like my car is incomplete right now. If you look at it.
Okay. So I'm not gonna say anything about it. I mean, I went to the store tonight to get hair dye for my beard. But
my God, screw you. Yeah. What do you have? If you blah, 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 blah.
Time out. I called ahead and the girl was really nice to CVS. And I said, hey, do you guys do curbside pickup? And she said, no. I said, well, that's unfortunate because I was going to spend some money at your store tonight. And she goes, well, what do you need? I said, I need to get beard dye for my beard. I said, I know it sounds weird, but I'm doing this thing online. I'm trying. I said we're doing a little show called "Let Me."
Oh my God, he's a porno star.
We're doing a little show. It's called "Let Me Ask You This." You can find it on Facebook, YouTube, that whole thing. And she goes, "Oh, that sounds like fun." I said, "Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's work, So I said, "Is there any way I could get?" She goes, "I'll tell you what. I'll put it at the drive-thru for you." I went to the drive-thru. I picked it up. I had hand sanitizer with me. I sanitized my hands. Got it. Came back. I had to choose between real black and jet black. I went with the jet
and that's got to be a tough decision because you feel like you're splitting hairs at that point. How did you know which way to go?
That's the thing. Which black is more black, real black or jet black?
I would assume jet black, but but that sounds like real black should be.
Like real black, you think is real, but jet black sounds cooler. I don't know. I went with
jet black. With jet black?
Well, here's the thing. Jet black has a black guy on the cover. But I went with jet black. So what do you want to wait? She held up 2 boxes in the window. She goes, "Which one do you want?" I go, "I'll take the one in the red box." She's like, "The jet black?" I go, "Yeah, I'll try that one."
Oh God. Well, it looks worked. Jet black. It's jet black. If anybody wants to comment on Ed's beard, please do.
Just tell me.
Tell him how bad it looks.
Beard looks good, or should I shave it? Because maybe I will shave it. But I kind of like the beard. You
always have the beard.
Only when I'm in quarantine and I can't do anything.
You always inevitably go back to the beard. You'll shave it, but then I always see you.
if I can't get a
haircut,
well, if I can't get a haircut, I need the beard, because the beard brings the focus away from your hair.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know that game.
People don't look at this mop on my head.
Yeah, I got like the biggest forehead ever. I've got like a 7 head, so I know what you're saying. I definitely try to grow the beard sometimes. Don't shave the beard, says Stephanie. Oh, okay.
All right, maybe I won't shave the beard.
So
being
ghosted, the anti-shave beard petition is in motion.
I'll when I get a haircut, I'll shave out, because at this point, you know how it is. You've grown a beard before. You know how hard it is to like shave it at your house when it gets to a certain point. Like
well, you're just thinking it's gonna look like you shaved like a chihuahua or something. Like in your...
fun, it would take me. There'd be a lot of razor burn, because it would take me a long time and like 7 Mach 3 razors to be able to do this. Because even with the clippers, you can only.
So you're at a point right now where you actually can't shave. You've got to grow you're at the mercy of the beard.
Yeah, because with the clippers, it only goes down so far. And then especially with like the hair, the hair dye gets on your skin too, which is kind of weird.
Dude, what I do is, why don't you just take it all down with like a 1?
Yeah.
And then like do it, and then like use something to take it down like shorter than that.
You know who has like who always had like the perfect like 3-day beard look was Justin Timberlake. He always had that, like, I started growing this 3 days ago, and I can never figure out how he pulled that off.
Well, I think he's probably one of those things where he probably shaves like every day to like maintain that. Like he probably just runs that over with like a 1 or something.
Or you mean he has like the barber that lives with him?
Yeah.
If I had I'll tell you what, if I had the type of money, dude, I'd have one on call.
You'd have a barber on call?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
dude?
I definitely want to have a barber on call too. And then you get all the shop talk. You get all the barber talk in your house.
There's nothing. Well, we probably talk about
the best. Like, you just talk crap about everybody.
With athletes, you will never see an athlete whose neck is not lined up when they're on TV. They're always. It's like they get a haircut every single day.
Oh, I know. I feel like LeBron and D Wade, when they were on Miami, used to like must have gotten haircuts like every day.
I mean, watch a baseball player. The most ragged redneck baseball player from the South, dude. His neck lined up every day, perfect. Rest of it could be whatever, lined up in the back.
That's what's weird, when like people have like crazy looks, but then they're like lined up. Yeah. It's like, so they have the wherewithal to be lined up, but they're crazy elsewhere.
It's the no look.
The no look.
I don't really care about how I look, but I want people to think I don't care about how I look. But this is actually how I want to look, is so that people don't care. The no look. It's a good look.
Well, you definitely put a lot of effort into how you look if you're going out doing curbside pickup to get the jet black.
Dude, I can't take the white. I can deal with the orange in the beard a little bit, like the red. I can't take the white, because it just comes. If it was all white, fine. I'll go with like 2003 Randy Macho Man Savage beard. That's fine. But I'm not going like just white hairs, white stray hairs. I don't like that. It just looks weird.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse. You can't have a 7 different color beard,
What does Claire think?
I don't know. I just go with the jet black, dude. It's all about what I think. I gotta look at myself in this thing for an hour,
What would you say is your hair color? Is it real black?
No, my hair, not yet. Should I do that too? No, it's brown. My hair's brown.
Yeah, I know.
How would I do I wonder if I could do my hair though. I would do my hair black if I knew if I could pull that off. I'd be afraid it would fall out though, because I have heard like horror stories about that stuff.
Dude, it's not gonna fall out.
You should read the package that I just bought. It says you're supposed to put an allergy patch on your hand 48 hours before using it, but I didn't do that. Took a risk.
An allergy patch on your hand?
Yeah, so it doesn't burn through your skin if you're allergic to it.
And you just went straight to it. That's how bad you needed this.
Yeah,
man. Screw that guy for ghosting us, Marty.
I was trying to look good for our guest, dude.
That's what you could have had, Marty.
Unbelievable.
It's terrible. Marty could have had the blackest of beards.
I know.
Stephanie says it's not going to fall out if you do it right. Get that thing going. Do it nice and black, jet black. Go James Harden all over.
Do that. Did you ever play the game Carmen Sandiego when you were in school at all, or no?
No. I remember the theme song, though. Like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Ah, Marty Caproni.
Where
He's
in the
missing
world?
over here.
I wonder. Actually, I don't know this for it to be fact, but maybe Western Mass is a different time zone.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, trying to figure out every possible scenario here. That could have.
Yeah, he's definitely going to show up. I mean, he's still going to show up. There's plenty of time to do an interview. I mean, he's going to show up. I mean, we shouldn't be worried at all.
I hope he shows up because I definitely want to. I thought we were going to have a great conversation, dude. I was picturing this being our launching pad for the show. It was going to be a 3-hour, 2 to 3 hour, conversation about comedy, how he got into it, what he did beforehand. I think he worked in an office. Tell you what, how about for the next 10 minutes, I just pretend that you're Marty.
Okay. Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
Yeah, sorry. You kind of look like him a little bit.
Do I?
Well, you guys are both from Mass. He wears a hat. He does a lot of walking.
So that means we look alike also.
Do you think
I'm pumped to get my car finally looking decent tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
Been driving this thing around like it's like missing a front. Like I
want to know where you're going though.
Oh, I mean, just like the gas stations. You said you take rides around to, or not the I'm in the grocery store.
Dude, the four doors on my car could fall off, and I would not go to a mechanic right now. I just wouldn't do that.
You went and got black beard dye, jet black.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a pirate, dude, like Blackbeard.
Yes. I also went to the drive-thru. How are you in charge of what the rules are if you can go out for black? If you can go out for black facial dye,
don't you
think
is
that a necessity?
Yeah, but don't
my
you think
car's like falling into?
Who do you think is going to be safer? The mechanic, who's probably over there like, it's just the flu. This is a government conspiracy, or the pharmacist who's wearing a mask and she's probably taking a million precautions and she's so much, just a sweet person. Who do you think is safer?
Well, I think first off, the person at the gas station didn't sound like that at all.
I'm just saying he probably does. He's probably on Facebook posting to he's probably that uncle that's like, it's just the flu. What's everyone worried about? Go out of your houses.
There was like a really old guy in there that didn't have a mask on, and I was kind of like, "What?"
That should be a rule. I think if you think it's just the flu, that should be on the tombstone. I think it was just the flu.
Oh my God!
Is that bad to say? I don't know.
You never know in the moment, and yeah, that was.
I got in trouble for my ventilator comment last week.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
I know. That's all right.
The mechanic is probably safer. They don't see as many people as the pharmacy does. Yeah, Stephanie, that's right. That's right. They probably practice social distancing to a greater degree there.
Maybe.
I can say that.
Yeah, I guess that's possible.
Oh, no. I think it is. So you just had to take a minute ago.
Now I got to worry. Now I have to worry about what's going to happen. I did a good job. I used a ton of sanitizer. That I got from my boy Noah Colvin. Sent me a box, dude.
He sent you a box?
Kidding.
Oh my God.
I got a pallet in my garage right now.
Donated.
They're gonna be over here tomorrow with like the jet. Dude, I'll tell you what. If there was one thing that would be kind of cool about having like the FBI come after you, is when they jump out of they put the jackets on first like on TV.
Yeah.
They're like wearing normal clothes, and then they pull the jacket out of like the most random spot. You ever notice that? And they have like the FBI with the badge, and then they're like running. They're dressed up like an accountant, but then they throw the jacket on, and they look like the coolest person on the street.
Yeah. I guess I never really noticed that before, but I mean, now I'm gonna be like keying in on that super
It's
hard.
just so funny how like that jacket is. It's a kind of a cool. It's a cool little logo. They should sell those.
Yeah. You throw that on, and you're FBI official.
Do they have a an FBI like like one of those like a gift shop where you can like buy one of those? I wonder.
Oh, I'm sure they must have like all kinds of FBI gear that you can get like just for show.
Dude, I would totally have one of those because I'd go to like random parking lots and like just like jump out of your car and like start throwing one on. And it was like, oh my god, no, nothing. I'm just cold. It's just a little windy out. Just putting my windbreaker on. What's all the commotion?
Guys.
What's all the commotion about?
Man, how many questions do you think we're going to be able to ask Marty?
Why is he coming on? No. Oh man, this is unbelievable. I bet you I'll get him next. He'll come on next week. He probably got the days mixed up.
Tell him he can't.
Probably thought tonight.
Make him want it more.
He probably got the days.
Tell him we're booked.
I could do that. He probably got the days mixed up because when he said I'll see you tonight, maybe he thought tonight meant never.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
He probably did.
He probably. He's like, yeah.
I mean, easy mistake.
I'll see you tonight. What I mean by that is never.
Yada yada yada. Yeah, he's probably never going to show up.
I'll tell you what.
This is a good ghost. This is a good ghosting.
From now on, I'm taking a deposit from people, and they'll get it back after the show is over.
Like, screw you! I hardly even want to be on that thing. I'm not giving you a deposit.
How much of a deposit should I take from people? Like $25? You think? $50? What's a good number? Enough that
25 is probably the max people would actually put down, but I doubt anybody would even put that.
I'll give it back. I'm going to give it back to them. We can't. Okay, well, what would have happened if you weren't showing up tonight, and then it would just be by myself? And I guess there and talk to myself for 5 hours, for an hour.
For an hour, yeah. Like I've done on open season sometimes.
All right, so I was on a Zoom yesterday, and someone said that I was going like this during the Zoom, and someone said, "You look like the 40-year-old virgin."
Yeah, you kind of do.
That wasn't very nice to say because of all my action figures. Should I sell them all?
It is. You wouldn't assume you're as cool as you are with all the action figures that you have. You know what I mean? Like if you saw somebody else with that many action figures, like you could just see how many action figures they have, and then you have to guess if they're cool or not.
Yeah.
You'd probably be like, they have X many, they're not cool.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's a good point.
You think?
I would totally make fun of somebody else that had this stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
But because I know
you have it, so you have it, so you're the man.
That makes it cool, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people come over here all the time and they're like, "Wow, that's so cool. How do you have that?" When they leave, they're probably like, "What a loser." Yeah, but when they're here, they're like, God. Yeah. Well, they're probably like, "We're never going to that kid's house.
What a virgin.
Ever again."
They must have artificially inseminated those kids or something. I mean,
when people come over and they drop their kids off, like, "Hey, do you guys want to come check out my office?" And they're like, "Okay." And then they come in and they're like, "What is going on here?" You have a lot of toys. I do have a lot of toys. A lot of action figures.
Toys that I can kill you. Toys that I can kill you with. But anyway.
Well, to go over, you guys are watching. Let me ask you this: we had our interview tonight with Marty Caproni. Great interview. Didn't happen, but he was supposed to be on the show. It's going to be coming on next week. If I have to have him in person.
Don't lie. We've got 4 strong.
I know, but tomorrow night we'll be doing the wrestling run-in. We're having Legends of Wrestling coming in for about 4 hours. It's going to be a long night. But then next week, I think we have a good show. I have to confirm with a couple of guests. But we should have people show up next week. Is what I'm trying to say. And Billy, anything else before we sign off here?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Hey, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back. We'll be back Monday with our regular scheduled program. All right.